Welcome on back, everybody. WildeWilly here with episode 4 of our Get OP in the DLC walkthrough. We just rode around, broke Michaela's seal to access the church district of the Shadow Keep so that we can do a bunch of stuff in here, unlock some more areas of the map, get inside the Shadow Keep proper without having to fight the Golden Hippo. And we're going to be proceeding across the rooftops. Up along where, I'm kind of moving my head. We're going to move right to left. Over here, we're going to have to fight our first Fire Knight. We're going to climb up one of those things inside the church and drop down and proceed through there. And then we're going to kind of come out over there where that tree is. Or maybe it's that thing right there above my head where we can drain the water out. Because this is deep water and, you fall in it, you die. So there's that. So we want to get through here. And drain the water out, number one, and then we will run through and grab a grace in here so that we can kind of backtrack through the zone to tackle stuff. So again, reminder that the water is going to kill you. So, you can jump, hold, circle, whatever you do to sprint right away. I'm not sprinting. And jump across. I don't know if you have to sprint that one. I just like to do it for extra clearance. The little loots we can grab and beast bones. I'm gonna hop across here. This is where it's useful to do. There are gonna be some shambling corpses, fire corpses that are gonna rise up, and they're the explodey kind fire explosions. So I'm just gonna run past, and there is a gap here, so you get up here, you just want to hop. Whoop, and there I go. Wrong button. You just want to hop across and keep going. So let's try that again. There's my running, sprinting start that I love. Come back over here. A little too much of a run and jump there. All right, and more of them are going to spawn, so you just want to keep going. And again, there's another gap. All right, so here, over on the other side of this is going to be our first Fire Knight. So Flame Grand Restraint is always going to be nice. Let me up. And I'm going to see if I can go just dagger him with a running heavy. And then just beat him down. He does good damage to us, and I might die. All right, I got the void break, so I didn't die. He's gonna die. But as you can see, like, even at Scadutree Blessing 9, that guy, like, we're wearing, good armor. That guy was punishing. Slumbering eggs, so we're gonna hop across here. And don't worry about that guy. You don't have to fight him until the water drains out. And you wanna hop across and not die. So I'm gonna pause the video so you guys don't have to watch me dying to gravity. I will pick it up from that spot again when I make it across. So see you in a minute. All right, I'm back. It only took me one more time. I died to gravity and just fell. But then turns out you can just run past that guy if you stay to, I guess the right-hand side of the roof as I'm looking at it. He's on the other side of it, and you can just run past and jump over real quick. And now we're up here, and we want to come over to the roof, and you just want to line yourself up and drop off. I know there's some loot over there. I'm not even going to pan the camera and look. I already know it's garbage, so we're not gonna go there. Okay. My lantern back on. Alright, so there's gonna be a fire knight that's gonna appear through there. I guess I am going to try to just run past him. Want to get the water drained out. We're going to run out here. There are going to be a couple of bats that we have to fight. Hopefully they don't give me problems. I don't know if he's following me or not. You know, typical Elden Ring, there's going to be a leash. And there's a little gap here. Then hop the gap. There's going to be a bat here, and there's going to be like another bat in there. And that's why you love Bloodhound's Fang. Because it's got reach. And the bats won't bother you nearly as much. Alright, so he's dead. And now we can drain the water out. I don't know if the falls are gonna still kill you, you know, from the height, from gravity. And the cutscene's just the water draining out. So we're done with that. We can backtrack. By the time we get over there, hopefully our friend will have gone back inside. Because basically when I get over there, I want to go in that doorway. We want to go in that doorway and turn left. And again, like I said, if you want to fight them, go right ahead. I'm just trying to get stuff unlocked so that we have an easier time. Little loot. Shadow room round 1. And hopefully he didn't turn left too, because otherwise that would be pretty funny. There's going to be another one. But again, as soon as we see him down there, we're going to turn left here. And there's going to be an elevator that we can take. Turn around, make sure he's not getting on it with us. Alright, now we are inside the Shadow Keep. There's one dude over here that we want to take out. Normally when you're in the Shadow Keep, if you enter it through the front, and that's a Somber 9, which is a nice pickup. Like I said, one of the goals of this walkthrough was to get... We have our Bloodhound's Fang at plus 10, but for those of you who followed me through either of the walkthroughs, we didn't unlock past the capital, so we don't have the smithing or somber bell bearings to get our weapons up any further than plus 4 for the sombers and plus 12 for the smithing weapons. So, you know, the goal is to grab up some more stuff here and then be able to go back into the base game with 2 fully maxed out somber weapons and 1 fully maxed smithing weapon. So anyway, normally you'd like come on, proceed along here, and this idiot would be over here chucking spells at you, which is super annoying. And then this brings us to a site of grace, and then we're gonna go backtrack through the zone. Because there's a Scadutree fragment that we can grab that's not so dangerous now that the water's drained out. And that might take a couple tries, but whatever. Because it's a statue, and it's on the hand of the statue, which is reaching out. So you run and you jump on the hand or the arm, you grab the Scadutree fragment, and then you can drop down. If it's while the water's still in there and you fall off, you just die. But there's a lower area where the water's drained out of in the church district, where we would be able to drop down to, and you know, we don't even take fall damage. It's not that far. So again, I wonder if I can sneak up on him and just backstab his ass off the cliff. Alright, he's not lined up for me to eat him off of the... And And you can see the Scadutree fragment in front. Got the stagger. Should just kill him. And the other one's over there to the right. So I'm pretty sure you need to take a running jump at this one. Oh, and I missed. So anyway, if you drop down, there's this guy you got to deal with. But again, I'm not. I'll come back for that Scadutree fragment. Hopefully you all get it. Again, you know, that will be something where I can just pause the video. That guy is going to summon up. He's going to be casting fire sorceries at you, fireballs. And then he's also going to be summoning up an endless supply of shambling corpses, the fire explodey kind. So we're going to avoid all that just by running past. Grab the little loot up at the top there and proceed along here. And this is going to take us to another grace. That we can access a couple more bosses, one more boss. I think this is where the sunflower boss is. And we should be able to pick up a Scadutree fragment just before that. So I would start inside the Shadow Keep if you missed like I did, to run back by the other, to get the other Scadutree fragment. Because if you come out, you're going to come out below it and you would have to go past the spammy fire mage dude, take an elevator up, run around, and then kill the fire knight that we backstabbed, and then try to make the hop across again. All right, so that's where the sunflower is. We got the America's rune. I thought there was another Scadutree fragment down here. Anyway, we have the grace unlocked. Let me go ahead and hit that. Now, whenever you guys are ready to fight the giant sunflower, you can come back and do that. And we are going to, I'm going to warp back to the storehouse back section. I'll pause the video. We'll pick it up back here. I'm going to pause the video while I go get that Scadutree fragment, and if you guys have to do it too, you know, go ahead and do that, and we're gonna meet back here. Okay, see you in a minute. All right, so welcome on back, everybody. Took me a couple tries, but I obviously got it. Wanted to point out a couple of things on that corpse there behind the statue. It's like the Fire Knight seal, and an incantation seal, and then if you come out here and you kill that guy, Mr. Flamey McSpamalot, all the shambling corpses immediately die and he does not respawn. If you got stuck, here's the elevator that you would ride back up on. The Fire Knights aren't really that bad with this setup. The Bloodhound's Fang, you know, has enough heft behind it, and, you know, like that happened to me as well. The Bloodhound's Fang had enough heft behind it so that it could, you know, kind of stagger them. And kind of knock them out of their spell casting animation, and you could take them down if you stayed on top of them. I did go through most of my healing class between the chip damage from the two Fire Knights, and then, you know, as I was fighting the fire mage dude, I was getting hit by the exploding corpses and taking a lot of damage. And they also have a grab attack, which is also not fun. A couple of other things to point out. There's a loot on a dead body over here. It's just a flame of mesmer. But there's like a rune of the unsung hero. And I forget how much those are worth. And that's if you come back here and go into this room. It's on that body right over there. So that's worth getting. Let's see what that's worth. Rune of the unsung hero. That is worth 50,000 runes, so that ain't nothing. So anyway, let us go back to the storehouse back room, and we will proceed. All right, so here we are, storehouse back room. So there are a couple ways we can proceed through the zone here. We can drop down and get the grace there, or we can go up. And we are going to drop down first and get this grace. This is if you came through the keep proper. There's the elevator there. You run through the keep and up the elevator, it would bring you into here. And this is one of my favorite farming routes to... let me rest because I don't have any flasks and stuff like that. This is one of my favorite rune farming routes. Just inside the castle. It's a quick way to get some levels. Let me grab that. That'll lead you to a talisman. I want to say it's the lightning bolt one. And this is also a good damage check to see how we're doing in terms of handling these basic guys. And I whipped them both. Normally the running heavy can take out both of them if they're close together. So basically, you know, you want to get a damage check, so this is a good place to do that. Farm up some runes for 94,000, so yeah, I'll be able to catch a level. I'm going to rest, and then we're going to proceed. We're going to go back around and just do that little loop, killing those guys. Normally, I kind of work my way up and around and kill some vulgar militia and more of the basic guys, and it's a good way to pick up some runes. So I'm pumping strength. I want to get my strength up to 40. That's my next breakpoint for me. So let's proceed. We're gonna go to another region and unlock a grace on the way there, and backstab on him. Okay, and then hopefully I can do a better job of this. Running heavy should kill him. And you want to immediately get on these guys just so they don't pass on you. Okay, and they're dead. We're going to proceed along another elevator. Now this next area is going to have a bunch of fleshies and a bunch of little pots. And there's like a big fleshy that will like cast a spell that like makes you slow walk and that roll. It's like a flame thing. So we're gonna go through here and we're gonna head up there to the left, that doorway where you see that little candle. A fleshy's gonna pop out of there. And we're just gonna run past and let him drop out. And then we're gonna come over here and drop down because that's the weird fleshy that does the incantation. And as you can see, that makes a stat roll when we're in it. Grab that because it's right there. And then another fleshy. You're gonna run and jump with you. There's gonna be another one right out there. Let him do that and just run past. And these are just pots. We're gonna come through here and grab the grace. Rest. Save myself from the slow motion fleshy attack. Alright, so this is another little tricky spot. There's going to be another fire mage casting at us. When we get to the other end, we're going to have to beat them down. There's some loots on the bridge that are inconsequential. It is literally going to be like a fire ring. And what you do is you either A, keep moving, or B, if you want to pause, you pause underneath, you know, these pillars. And these last two are where that comes into play. Like you should see her now spawning in. You saw the fire just behind me. As long as you keep moving, you can grab the loot. And like I said, they are kind of garbage loots. So we are not safe there, but we are safe right here. Tiny little strip. So you can, before you go fight her, buff up. I'm gonna switch to my healing flask. And then I want to get back on Torrent to get over there before my buff expires. And I'm just gonna onto her, and hopefully I can do a heavy attack as I get off. And that'll stagger her, and then hopefully I can get another stagger before she starts windmilling like that and kills me. Let's try that again. We just need to get faster and basically take another elevator, and then there's going to be another grace. So if you missed any of the loots, now's your chance. Like I said, it's just none of this stuff is worth it. Nothing for There might be safer place to buff up here. Provided none of the bats are coming after you. Looks like they're tethered, so let's face them. And then I can do my little buffing routine. Now we'll do better. Going to do that pop back every time, so be aware of that. Let me see if I can just panic roll right on past her and leave. Because as you see, like, I have not fiddled with my flaps since the Moog fight. Sorry, a little jump scare there. Now she's on the elevator with us. Hopefully I can knock her off. Come on. Get staggered off of the elevator. Well, she can't fight back. Ha! That works too. Salsa, that's who I just beat up on the elevator. So now you have a foolproof strat for that. Just run past her, get on the elevator. She's gonna get on there. She can't hop away from you, and you can just beat her down. Stamina wins. So let me go to my flask. Or my wondrous physic, rather, and get rid of that. And I guess I'll go Dex, because I'm still using the Bloodhound thing. So, how are we doing on time? We're good. We can take you through here. This is just going to be a run. But once again, if you don't have runes that you want to lose, you know, you need to do a little farming up, a little shopping, whatever. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to keep pushing strength. You guys do what you need to do. And welcome to the ancient ruins of Wilde. We got the map down on the base. And now we're on that upper area that I pointed out when we were down below. We're going to come around here to the north and mind the bear. I think it's just a regular bear, but this is like an end game area, so it's like a regular super bear instead of a regular bear. All right, so now this, you want to be careful. Dropping down, you can land on the statue, which is actually a little further down, and then you can land over here and not take any fall damage. And grab this goofy little thing, whatever that is. The sperm. And then you're going to whack this wall. And then you're going to come through here and immediately hook over to the right. Damage check. That's good. And come down here. I'm going to swing over to the left. And there should be like a little hole in the wall that we're going to run through. There is. The lovely scorpions in here. Like the handsies weren't enough nightmare fuel. You have scorpions now. You want to come over here and stay over to the right. This pot guy, another Scadutree fragment. Go ahead and pin him down real quick. And then you see a spirit spring in front of us. We just want to drop down the hole. Okay. And we're going to proceed along. another spirit spring ahead. You can pop up a little chamber in there and grab some loot. All this area is interconnected. We're not here for that. Just gonna keep going. Watch out for the fly people. Hope they knock off torrent. Around here to the left, under this next bridge, you can double back and go up that route to get that one loot that you saw. Again, I don't think it's anything good. We're gonna come out here, we're gonna stay to the left, and it's gonna be another grace. And another Scadutree fragment. There's another hippo in this zone. The big golden hippo dropped 2 Scadutree fragments. What was that? Another message. Okay. So somewhere in here there's another golden hippo. I need to remember the route. I want to say that he is back up there. You proceed kind of normally through the zone, and then you can drop down and fight him or her. And get 1. You get 2 from the golden hippo in the shadow keep. And then there are 2 hippos out in the world that we can go and find on our way down to another area that you can kill, and each one of them is going to give you another shadow stone. So we want to go out here. And proceed along. And you notice another furnace golem. He's going to start chucking fireballs at us. Again, just to prove that the loot actually, he does fireballs, he does that, you know, like spiral beam attack, which is lovely. You're gonna ride past him. There's a little covered area here that you should be safe from. Sorry to the one person watching this video that gets hit by it, and then we're just gonna swing all the way over to the other side, give him as wide a berth as possible, and we're headed for that gap. If you could just see over there, that little gap of daylight, and you saw that they gave us just enough room to avoid him flaming us, which is why I swung out super wide and then came around. And then this is just a grace that we are going to grab and rest at. We're going to be proceeding over there. Nice view. Come over here and look real quick for you guys. Almost done with this episode. We're just going to grab one more Scadutree fragment. That's the plateau that, like, we haven't really gone up there yet. That's Inner Ilum. Down there is the original furnace golem where we came in on Gravesite Plains. But anyway, let's, I touched the grace, right? It's not shiny, so we're good. We're going to proceed over here, southwest, heading for this gap. And you can see the stairs. So you watch out for the little bouncy flame things coming down the stairs. There's a dog there. And we're going to run through here. We're going to go straight ahead, and that shiny right at the base of the statue there is our last Scadutree fragment. And it's guarded by one of the curse blades again, so we are going to get it and dip out. And then there are more horned warriors over here. There's one inside, and there's one out here. I believe there's a Revered Spirit Ash in there, but I'm not going to mess with that. I want to run ahead and get another grace. This is another rot area. We have the kindreds of rot in here. They're going to pest thread me. And I'm just running. I'm running to that space. There's going to be an elevator there. Hopefully I can make it. Heal up twice. And then we're going to run straight up there. It's over there to the left, and it's easier to work backwards once you have the Site of Grace. You can grab Pest Thread Spears, which is an upgrade over the base version. And this brings us right outside of Romina's boss arena. So I was just coming here to get the Grace. Didn't want to mess with that other stuff just yet. I'm more concerned with the Scadutree fragments than I am, honestly, the Revered Spirit Ash. I need to do a little more research and figure out whether that helps our spirit summons or whether that just helps Torrent. So let's wrap it up here, and I will see you guys in the next episode.